Hi, my name is Bobby Carley. I'm a Jesuit and member of the Ignatian Yoga team. Ignatian Yoga Nidra is an integration of two spiritual practices, the Ignatian Contemplation and Yoga Nidra. A little bit about both of these practices. Ignatian Contemplation is a form of prayer developed by St. Ignatius, where you use the imagination and place yourself in the scene, most often in one of the gospel passages. In the following practice, we'll be using the contemplation on the Incarnation from the second week of the spiritual exercises. The Yoga Nidra practice is a practice of progressive relaxation, a practice of becoming the witness or the seer, rather than identifying with the external world or the thoughts of the mind. It's to create a little bit of distance and just to notice, to observe the thoughts coming across the screen of the mind, as if you're watching the clouds passing overhead. There's a number of different steps in Yoga Nidra. Some of the steps that we use to prepare for Ignatian Contemplation are the internalization, so beginning to move inwards, noticing the breath, the body, and then moving on to rotation of consciousness, so being aware of the different parts of the body when they're named, and then setting an intention or the grace that you're seeking in Ignatian language. And so the idea with this is to hold on to something positive, some affirmation that you can plant in the deeper levels of consciousness as we move down throughout this practice. And then we'll move into the guided journey, which will be the Ignatian Contemplation, and then allowing some time to dwell in that, and then finally moving outwards, reconnecting with that intention or grace, and then the externalization where you become aware again of the body, of the breath, of the space that you're in, and then coming back to a meditative seat and spending a little time dwelling there, reflecting on this experience, continuing the prayer, and then perhaps taking some time to journal, noticing any insights, any images, anything that came up for you. So by bringing these two practices together, we find these to be super effective and powerful for calming the body, calming the mind, and moving into a deeper relationship with God. Thanks for checking it out and hope you enjoy.
Welcome to the practice of Ignatian Yoga Nidra. Please take a few moments to prepare the environment and your body. It's ideal to lie comfortably on your back. You may have a blanket over you as your body may cool down, or possibly a thin cushion under your head. Allow your arms to be on the side of your body with the palms face upwards. Complete any final movements and then settle into stillness. If it's comfortable, allow your eyes to close, or at least your gaze goes steady and softens. Notice how the pull of the world starts to loosen, and your intention starts to flow inwards. You're temporarily relieved from the needs of the body and the demands of the world. Notice the natural inclination of the body entering into a restful state. With each exhale, notice the body's natural and spontaneous undoing of tension. Breathe in fully, and then exhale with a deep sigh. Repeat this again. This time, let go even more. Feel a profound and comprehensive sense of settling and deep contentment moving from within. In this practice, we simply rest You become the observer, observing the contents of the mind. Silently watch and feel, as if you're sitting on the bank of a river watching the contents go by, or watching the clouds pass in the sky. As you withdraw from doing, move deeper into a state of being. As an observer, notice all the surrounding sounds. Feel the surface beneath your body, the temperature of the room, feeling of stillness within and surrounding the body, and the presence of sensation in the body. Now begin to connect with an intention, a heartfelt desire, or the grace that you seek. Perhaps the intention for deeper awareness, intention to know that you are loved unconditionally. Perhaps the intention that you are called to co-labor and co-create in building a world of justice and peace for all. Your intention or the grace you seek may be one word or feeling that you want to experience more of. Declare it like an affirmation, that it be true, alive, and present. Repeat it 3 times, allowing the words to wash over the body and the mind. Recall the feeling of well-being, okayness, a sense of security, safety, ease, and stability. Perhaps placing yourself in the loving and compassionate embrace of God. Now develop an awareness of your entire body, the whole body at once. Feel the natural breath flowing within and out. On the inhale, hold your breath up to 3 seconds to feel the whole body at once. Release the exhale through a long, unbroken stream. With each exhale, allow the body to let go more and more. Now let your breath return to normal, soft and effortless. Observe as the breath becomes progressively more quiet and still, until it's almost impossible to detect. At this time in the practice, the intention will move through the physical body. Different parts of the body will be named. As they are, bring full awareness to the part. Visualize and possibly mentally repeat the name of the part. As I guide you from point to point, remain in non-doing and in silent awareness. Bring the awareness to the right side of the body as I get right hand thumb, right index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of chest, waist, right hip, thigh, knee, shin, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, whole right side of body. Bring the awareness to the left side of the body. Left hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of chest, waist, left hip, thigh, knee, shin, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, whole left side of the body. Bring the awareness to the top of the head, top of head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, bridge of nose, tip of nose, right nostril, left nostril, both nostrils, upper lip, lower lip, both lips together, teeth, tongue, gums, whole mouth, right side of jaw, left side of jaw, chin, front of neck, throat pit, right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of chest, left side of chest, heart center, upper abdomen, lower abdomen, navel center, right side of pelvis, left side of pelvis, pelvic floor, whole pelvic area, whole right leg and foot, whole left leg and foot, both legs and feet together, whole right arm and hand, whole left arm and hand, both arms and hands together, whole torso, neck and head, torso, neck, and head together, whole right side, whole left side, whole back, whole front, whole body together, whole body together, whole body together. And now shifting attention to the natural breath. Let it flow on its own. And now bring attention to the breath by adding a count. Counting each breath as it passes in and out. Begin the count, counting backwards from the number 40. In 40, out 40. In 39, out 39. Continue breathing like this. If the count is lost, just begin again. There's no rush, no goal. Just maintain attention to the breath and count. Remember counting the natural breath, counting back from the number 40. And now let go of the count, let go of the breath, and rest in whatever this moment contains. Returning to that inner state, the inner sense of okayness, feeling secure, grounded, easeful, and spacious. Gently drift awareness into the space of the mind. We now move into the Ignatian Contemplation part of the practice, involving use of the imagination and visualization. From this place, the door of the imagination gently opens. Wondering what it might be like to be so light on the ground that you begin to lift off rising gently a couple inches off the ground. Begin to imagine yourself rising off the ground. A couple inches, a couple feet, gently, safely rising 5 feet off the ground, 10 feet, continuing to rise above the building, slowly, gently, safely arising up towards the clouds, moving above the layers of the clouds, continuing to rise. And now begin to imagine yourself in the presence of the three divine persons, gazing on the whole surface or circuit of the world, full of people. With this perspective, consider what the divine persons and you see and hear. People of different sizes, shapes, and colors, rich and poor, old and young, people speaking different languages, some being born, others dying, some running and playing, others sick and suffering, some laughing, others crying, some screaming and shouting, others praying and singing. With the gaze of the Trinity, consider how people are treating one another, some loving, others hating, some hugging, others hitting, some helping, others ignoring, some hurting and killing. What do you see and hear? How do you feel as you imagine the world in this way? How do the three divine persons respond to the joys and sufferings of the world? How does the God who is love respond to you, to us, as God's children who are lost, aimless, suffering, confused, and hurting? Hear the divine persons saying, "Let us work the redemption of the human race." What words do you want to speak to God? God who is Creator, Son, and Holy Spirit. What might the divine persons want to say to you? How do they invite you to co-labor and co-create? How do they call you to enter back into the world and help bring about redemption, liberation, justice, and healing into the world? Perhaps just dwelling in this divine presence, resting in stillness, resting in this presence. Perhaps offering any final exchange, perhaps receiving a blessing, an anointing, a missioning to go back into the world. And now bring your awareness back to the heart center or to the eyebrow center. Recall your intention or the grace from the beginning of this practice, or one that emerged in this encounter with the divine persons. And now begin to reconnect to the natural breath, hearing its sounds, sensing its texture. Reconnect to the sounds, the sounds around you. Reconnect to the sensations in your body. Reconnect to the sensations of air, the clothes on your skin, the ground beneath you. Visualize yourself in the room, remembering where you are, remembering what you've been doing, remembering that you've been practicing Ignatian Yoga Nidra, and that the practice is now complete. Deepening the inhalation and lengthening the exhalation. Ground yourself back in the body through the breath. Introducing movement when you are ready, wiggling the toes, the fingers, the wrists and ankles, noticing how you feel. Beginning to make some larger movements when you are ready. Really honoring your intuition as you transition back to full wakefulness. Let this transition be spacious and honor the process of returning. Gently taking some time to come back to a seat. Take some time to meditate or to pray and to continue to stay in this space. Perhaps continuing the conversation with the divine persons. And when you're ready, you may write down any words, images, phrases, insights, or experiences that you'd like to remember. And know that you can always come back. Thank you for practicing Ignatian Yoga Nidra.